All right.
Welcome 2021, first episode of the Sports Forecast
Yes, sir.
of the year of 2021. We're back, episode 6. Got some
Yes, sir.
awesome topics to talk about today. I'm really excited to bring back James Harden trade. God, that's a good one, man. James Harden
man had to bluff. He had to act like he was out of shape and wasn't balling in Houston. He's like, trade me. Once he got to the Nets, he's like, yeah, I'm going to start balling. I'm going to get this triple-double. 32 points, 14 assists, and 12 rebounds.
But yeah, we'll dive into that in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Also, divisional round, wild card round, and conference championship preview.
Very intriguing.
National championship, your Ohio State Buckeyes versus Roll Tide, Alabama. Crimson Tide.
Yeah, gotta hear about it. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll get to that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get the show started.
I hope Trey Sermon's doing all right.
First topic, let's dive into that James Harden trade.
Yes, sir.
James Harden.
Yes, sir. I mean, we started about a 3-team trade, between the Nets, the Pacers, and the Houston Rockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who do you think won that trade? Honestly?
The Houston Rockets.
I believe so too. Four first-round picks and 4 trade picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah. Well, let me read this right here.
Matters how they use them, though.
The Nets send Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince to Cleveland, guard Caris LeVert,
Cleveland,
and forward Rodians Caris, as well as 3 first-round picks, 2022, 2024, 2026, and 4 first-round pick swaps, 2021, 2023, 2025, and 2027 to Houston. The Rockets also receive guard Dante Exum and 22 first-round pick from Cleveland via Milwaukee. The Brooklyn acquires 2024 second-round pick, and the Cavaliers will complete the trade.
Yeah, it sounds pretty lit to me. If you're the Rockets, it sounds pretty. I mean, as long as they use the draft picks, man. You know what I mean? It's all good and fine and dandy to have draft picks, but it's not worth anything to where if you're like the Cavs and you end up drafting like Anthony Bennett and becomes a bust. Now, if you pick like a Zion Williamson or a Brandon Ingram or someone who can actually, ball, that's worth it.
Well, I think the odds are in their favor, Mike. They got plenty of chances the next 7 years. To get it right.
But it's the thing, like, I mean, are you going to get a James Harden? Probably not. But can you get some role players or get some good players to make your team worth it? Probably.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when it comes down to, we talked about this earlier, I mean, 1 championship is what the Nets are looking for at least. Okay?
That's what they're hoping for.
A lot of teams go 20, 30, 40 years without a championship. If they gave up all these picks for the next 7 years to get 1 championship, man, I guess you could say it's worth it. But on the flip side of the coin, that is a lot of picks, and you're giving up a lot of potential talent.
It's going all in. You're hoping that if Kyrie can actually come back, if he can get away from, he's like, yeah, people have to understand that I'm a person, and I get that, dude, but you're also a person who makes millions on millions of dollars.
And you're one of the presidents of the Players Association as well.
Yeah, you're Kyrie Irving. When you're a hooper on that level, you have to be able to step up. And even when times are hard, you have to be able to step up. And the hardest thing that I think is going to be for the Brooklyn Nets and with Kyrie Irving, KD, and James Harden is someone's going to have to give up their master role. And that's where the problem's going to come is if Kyrie wants to give up his master role. Because it's all fine and dandy. You got James Harden, KD balling right now. You know what I mean? KD's dropping 42. James Harden's dropping 32. Like, they're both going in right now. But when it comes to when Kyrie comes back in the game, is he going to take on his role and be an assist leader? Because he's going to have to be like a Rondo.
Well, James Harden's going to have to play more point guard. They're going to switch off, rotations, having them both in the game, playing shooting guard and point guard, or vice versa. and second team. James Harden will probably be the point guard of the second team, off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
When Kyrie's on the bench and stuff like that. But with that being said, like you said, they're gonna defer, and they're definitely gonna have to do like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh had to do in the Big Three.
Chris Bosh had to devalue his role completely.
Absolutely,
he
changed his
was
whole role.
balling for the Raptors. And
he
it's
was
not,
a top 5,
he's
top
not the
7
only
player
one
in the
that had
league.
to do that with LeBron though. Kevin Love had to do the same thing. Kevin Love was an elite rebounder, you know what I mean? And he was an elite post player. But when he came to Cleveland, he understood that in order for him to truly do what LeBron needs him to do in order to win a championship, he has to become a three-point shooter. And that's what happened. And what did Chris Bosh become? A three-point shooter. Yeah. So what's going to happen with Kyrie?
Stretch forward.
And it's different options because now it's not like you're moving your power forward or your center. You're now moving with a point guard.
Exactly.
So he has to – Kyrie actually has a beautiful opportunity to where he can become a great assist player. Absolutely. You know what I mean? He can become your Steve Nash.
Yeah, he can.
Coached by Steve Nash.
Yeah. Like he's supposed to be the facilitator of that team. He is supposed to be the field general, of the court.
And he has the best weapons to do that.
He does. I mean, when you got Kevin Durant and James Harden to your left and to your
Harris,
right, Joe Harris, former three-point shooting champion.
You've got a big man in DeAndre Jordan who's also very dominant. So it's not like
his offensive rebounding ability is next level.
Yeah, I mean, he's an elite player. They all are elite players. I mean, besides Harris, but even Harris will get you buckets. Harris is like your Kyle Korver type of player. The dude will step in and he'll hit threes when you need him to.
Absolutely.
But with KD and James Harden, you've got two guys that can own the game. And that's why I said if one of them can come together, it's like I can give up my role for what I want to do. And then the other one can come together and say, I can still be a fundamental factor in what we're doing, but someone's going to have to be at the top of that pedestal. And the question that the Nets are going to have is it going to be James Harden or is it going to be KD? I think everybody would say it's KD because he's a 7-foot point guard who can basically do anything. But
center.
it comes egotistical.
Yeah. But as we've already seen these first couple games, they are looking quite fine. James Harden and Kevin Durant are not the same players they were back in OKC, back on the Thunder. They were young back then, and now like James Harden said, now they're men now. And with that being said, they know basketball. Their basketball IQ is exponentially better than what it was, back when.
Absolutely, you got young kids that came into the league and they could all ball, and they all knew that. And the thing that when they first came in is they're all trying to prove themselves. I don't think any of them's trying to prove themselves now, considering James Harden and KD both have MVP titles.
Absolutely.
None of them. KD has finals. You know what I mean? He has rings. There's no one's trying to prove themselves. All they're doing right now is trying to prove that they can cope together and that they can hoop. And I think that's, even though it's a big pedestal for them to knock off, I think it's something they can definitely do with how they've come out playing as long as they continue that.
I think that having Kyrie actually out and having James Harden and KD be able to develop that chemistry starting out without him there is actually going to do them dividends.
Yeah.
In the long run, I think that them establishing that chemistry right there, add Kyrie to that, will be a lot easier than the three of them all of a sudden throw them on the court. How are they going to do it? Now they've established that chemistry out front, and now they can just add Kyrie to that and just build on that.
Here's the thing. It's not like you're adding a regular guy to that. You're adding your floor general to that. So you're adding the guy who's going to have the ball in 99% of situations. You know what I mean? Like every drive, he's going to have the ball. So Kyrie has to understand his importance of what he's doing. And he has to understand that Kyrie is a hooper, don't get me wrong. But is he as good of a scorer as KD? No, he is not.
No, he's not.
But he's a better facilitator.
Absolutely.
And he can open up more opportunities for KD and Harden. Because if Kyrie can still show that he can score with his passing, he's still going to be an option, or he's going to take away defenders.
How many double teams are we going to start seeing? We're going to see so many double teams on all these guys. There's going to be open shots. Your Joe Harrises of the world are going to have so many open threes. It's not even going to be funny.
Here's the thing. Their bench is weak.
Their bench is weak. And they do have 3 open roster spots.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking they definitely need to pick up a big man. I mean, I don't see why they didn't try to get Drummond or Kevin Love in that trade.
I don't understand why they didn't try to get Drummond either. And that's why if you look at Cleveland,
I didn't understand that at all.
Cleveland's stacked with big men.
They have so many big men. Yeah, literally.
And I mean, hopefully Colin Sexton can use that and actually develop of his game off of the potential weapons that he has now.
Absolutely.
They have a lot of talent there, but it's just going to have to take time.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Yeah, but with that being said, I do believe, I'm going to say it right now, the Nets and the Lakers will be in the finals this year. The Lakers will be defending their title, most definitely defending their title. And the Nets, they're going to figure it out. They got a great coach. They got Steve Nash. Their assistant coach, they got Dan Toney, who has already coached James Harden in the past. So he knows how he operates. And with that being said, they're going to figure it out. I'm not concerned. I mean, I think the biggest losers in the whole trade, like I said, the Bucks, the Heat, the Celtics, the 76ers. All those teams who were, potential championship teams in the Eastern Conference. I mean, what are they going to do now?
Giannis picked the money.
He did pick the money.
What they got him? Drew Holiday?
Yeah, Drew Holiday, and they traded 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, is that enough, though?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
And it even showed in their last game. They lost to the Nets. It was a close one. It was 125 to 123, but still.
Middleton's looking better, but with that, I mean, it's not enough.
I'm not saying he's not an elite player, but he's not a next level player. You're not gonna put Middleton on.
He's
KD.
a number 3 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
he's not a number 2.
You're not gonna put Middleton on KD and expect him not to give up buckets. You're not gonna put Middleton on James Harden and expect.
I mean, you saw what Jimmy Butler did against him in the finals in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
All right.
Next segment.
Yeah.
Put on that jersey, Mike. Let's see it.
Look. They might have lost, but a lot of people are bandwagons. I'm a fan through and through. You know what I mean? This is a Joey Bosa jersey. You feel me? I'm a fan through and through. I've been there for years. Regardless, when they weren't hot in the 2000s, even though we still were beating Michigan all the time. Shit.
USC baby Trojans.
Whatever. I still wear my jersey with pride.
That's my team.
I don't care. Because at the end of the day, regardless how goofy it look, I'm still a Buckeye fan till I die, playboy. That's how it is. You feel me? Yeah, you get it down a little bit. I don't care if pop call a little bit. Hey, you know what I mean? I don't care if it looks funny. I don't. Because at the end of the day, regardless, they could have lost the championship game. We still going hard every season.
They did.
We did lose the championship game.
And let's talk about that.
But we got there. No one likes to talk about that.
Alabama Crimson Tide, 52. Ohio State Buckeyes, 24. That boy, Devontae Smith. We got to talk about him.
He played a half and still put those
Played half. He played half the game. Man, my boy played half the game. 12 catches, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half.
I will say our secondary is suspect. Dear Lord. But
when you put Justin Fields against an NFL-style defense, Nick Saban's Alabama defense, look what Justin Fields did. Come on. That's not who I want at number 2 to my New York Jets. No, I want Devontae Smith. I want Devontae Smith at number 2. And then at 21-22, whenever the Jets draft again in the first round, then they can draft an offensive lineman. That's what I think. That's what I think.
You think the Jets are going to take him?
Yeah, I do. They need to. They need to give Sam Darnold a weapon. A generational talent.
They need a better quarterback. I'm sorry. Sam Darnold's
I got my USC love, man. I want them to try.
Yeah, whatever.
I want them to keep giving him. He's only 23. He's like 6 months younger than me.
Okay, whatever. Sam Darnold still not cutting it.
He can't always see ghosts.
He has years to come. I will give him that. But doesn't every quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's other quarterbacks in the league his age. You can't use the age thing against them. You got Josh Allen is doing what? Josh Allen is balling. And with that being said, I wish that Ohio State could, produce an NFL quarterback worth something. But the sad part about systematic football is that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We produce receivers. Hey, we got some receivers out there that'll ball.
But
we got some running backs.
But that boy Mac Jones, though.
When it comes, and
464 yards, 5 touchdowns in the national championship game. Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
He sat behind Tua. He sat behind Hurts. And homie, you can even see it when they had that first national championship versus the Bulldogs. Homie's in the locker room smoking a cigar. Right, he's big dog, right? But he knew his time was coming, and when his time come, I can't hate on him.
Oh, he showed out.
Dude threw for 464 yards.
36 for 45. Are you kidding me?
He was balling. No, he was amazing. And the thing I will say about Alabama is their offense was just insane. And it was to the fact of like our secondary was sketch, and they exposed that. Like I said, Smith had over 200. He had 215 receiving yards in the first half. How do you give that up?
How about Najee Harris though? 2 rushing touchdowns too. That running back is a beast. He looks like the king. What's his name?
The king.
Titans running back.
Derrick Henry.
King Henry. Yeah. I'm tripping over here.
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Is he Derrick Henry?
He might be the next Derrick Henry.
Yeah, look, Eddie Lacy. They have Richardson. They have all these running backs come out of Alabama. Yeldon. They have all these running backs come
Ingram.
out. But are
just
they
got cut by the Ravens.
Henry? Derrick Henry's built like a god. He runs like a god. And he has his team toting like a god. But you want to know why they got stopped this year? Because you have to throw the ball.
Yep.
And they couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, Justin Fields only threw 17 for 33, 194, and 1 touchdown. Okay. So
okay.
I don't want him.
Room to improve. I'm not saying
I'm good. Jets are good.
I wouldn't take. Like I said, Ohio State makes systematic quarterbacks. You know what I mean? It's like Florida with Tim Tebow. They have how did Cam Newton get out of it? He went to Auburn. When their systematic play. And enhances them. Braxton Miller was a great QB in college, right? But when he went to the NFL, what did he have to become? A receiver for the Texans. Mm-hmm. Because you can't play that style in the pros and expect to be productive. It just doesn't work. And Justin Fields is a good enough athlete, and I feel like he's a high enough IQ of a player to transition into something that will work, but he's going to have to find that out. Yeah. That's coming from a fan.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I
can't
can't
argue
argue
that. 2 of the best DNs in the league. Don't say we don't put on defense players. I'm wearing one of them.
No.
But
and Urban Meyer, new Jaguars head coach.
That was their best draft so far.
Yeah. Literally. Hey, Trevor Lawrence coming soon. That's going to be fun to see.
You know, and I feel like that's a better fit for him than I would rather go to Jacksonville than the Jets.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah.
I'm just saying, honestly, you have a better team around there. You have a better system. And if you have Urban Meyer actually coming to you, Urban Meyer has shown that he can win. Hopefully he can show that he can win in the pros, and I'm rooting for him. But I feel like that's Trevor Lawrence's best shot out of them or the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, they have a better defense, too. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
How about the Browns?
Now let's get to the NFL. Talk about that wild card, the super wild card weekend. Man, take off that jersey. We don't even talk about that anymore.
Time out. All right. You're going to put some respect on it when I take off this jersey. You don't say just take off that jersey. You say, hey, can you please take off one of the greatest schools' jersey to ever walk the face of the planet?
Yeah. You can put on this Cowboys jersey.
Yeah, no, we have more championships. So you can peek that out.
Super wild card weekend. 31-23 Buccaneers over Washington. Easy dub for Tom Brady. I wasn't too worried. I knew they'd get past him.
It's a close game.
It wasn't that close.
It was a close game.
It wasn't that close.
They won by 8 points?
Yeah, they had control.
That's a single score game. That's a close game. To Washington, in the worst division in NFL, they won. Congrats. But that was a close game to a horrible team.
Yeah.
Now that Saints win was good.
Yes, we'll get to that. Ravens-Titans, 2013. I knew Lamar had to get his first playoff win. He had to. I mean, Lamar had to get it. Lamar had to get that win.
They need to get him a better line.
They need to get him some
I
receivers. They need to get him
it.
some receivers. I mean, Dez Bryant, I love him. He's washed up. You got
Brown's good.
Brown's good, but he dropped. How many passes did he drop?
I know.
How many passes did he drop in those 2 games? Come on.
Okay, but it's still developing.
Where's Torrey Smith?
Yeah. But I'm just saying they need to get him a better line. Any key to any success is like with the Browns. How do you get better?
Especially when you got a running quarterback like Lamar. Come on.
Quit drafting quarterbacks. Quit drafting key players. If you do not have a solid O line, if you do not have a solid D line, you will not win football games.
It's that simple. Bears Saints, easy dub, 21-9. Not a close game. I knew that was gonna be the crappiest game of the weekend.
Okay, so what is your take on Trubisky?
I don't like Trubisky. I don't think he's good.
I don't think he's as bad as what people make him out to be. Homie dropped the touchdown pass going into the half that could have really changed the game, and he hit him right in the numbers, right as he could.
Bears receivers dropping passes too. That could have been a different game,
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
You're right.
It's
It could have been
not
a lot
like-
closer.
It's not like he's not doing enough. I'm not saying Trubisky's like this great player, but I'm saying is he's not a bad quarterback. The weapons around him are not doing what they should.
No, you're right.
He's putting the ball in their numbers and they're just dropping it. I mean, sponsored by Orville Butter or what is it? What is that? How do you say that? Orville Redenbacher.
The popcorn?
Yeah.
Butterfingers.
Yeah, man.
Browns Steelers.
It's a movie. Get your popcorn.
Browns Steelers. 48-37. Man, I told all my Steelers friends. I told all my Steelers friends. I told them, I said, y'all are 11-0. That's cute. That's great. But when you lose 4 of your last 5 games, that's not going to bode well going into the playoffs. It's just not. It's just not going to bode well going to the playoffs. It's that simple. I mean, what are you going to do? You lost your last game of the season to the Browns. You're playing them 2 weeks in a row.
Smack 'em. Smack 'em.
I knew they were going to lose. And then when they put up 21
Free
points
punt,
in the first
win
quarter, come on.
Win. I mean, you can't help me.
The 28, 21.
Yeah, it was no. Yeah,
28 points.
It was 28 points.
28 points in the first quarter. First
Start
time.
off the first play of the game with a fumble, which I'm gonna say this. You know how you
Come on,
Big
Pouncey.
Ben's at the, no,
Come
Big
on,
Ben
Pouncey.
at the end of his years, he could have easily fell on that fumble. Homie's just sitting there, standing above it, pulling another Cam Newton. Cam Newton did the same thing versus the Broncos, did he not? When they were playing
Yes,
the
he
Super
did.
Bowl.
Yes, he
And what happens? They took a fat L.
That is not how you want to start any football game. As soon as I saw that, I knew they were going south. in
You
that
got
game.
Pouncey crying on the sideline and Big Ben right there with him because they know, hey, this is done. Corvette. They're going to end
Hey,
it.
Baker Mayfield got his first playoff dub, too.
Oh.
Without Odell Beckham, I think they should trade him for a first-round pick. Maybe back to the Giants. We'll see.
Dude, you could probably get a lot out of them if your team's clicking right now.
You don't need him. Trade him for a first-round pick.
Because they got Njoku, they got Higgins, they've got Landry. Like, they've got some weapons balling right across. I mean, no matter who you pick, like, everybody on that team's putting in work. Nick Chubb is averaging over, 5 to 6 yards a carry.
And you got Kareem
and
Hunt.
You got Kareem Hunt coming in balling. That's the best, probably 1-2 duo in the NFL right now.
For sure.
Baker can't complain about his weapons.
No, he's got plenty.
Homeboy just got to come to gate and ball.
Yeah.
That's it. And I feel like, this is their first year of actually, like, being cohesive as a unit and coming together and playing.
I'm glad they made the playoffs. Good for them. Good for the Browns.
Good for the Browns. It's their first playoff win since 1994. You know who was the coach then? Bill Belichick. Like, yo, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And it's been a minute for the Bills, too.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to be the Patriots quarterback next year. But we know who the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers is. Packers-Rams.
A-Rod.
Devontae Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. I knew who was going to win that battle.
Then I'm sorry. Devontae Adams is a dog.
Dog. He's a dog. He's
And,
a dog.
Jalen Ramsey can't help, too, though. Like,
He's a great cornerback, but
the Rams' offense right now is in turmoil because literally their main QB in Goff is not playing up to what he has been paid. And then their backup quarterback comes in and he got hurt.
yeah. It is what it is. Hey, Packers easy dub. 32-18, easy dub for the Packers. Going on to the NFC Championship game, which we'll be talking about next. Ravens, Bills. Come on, Lamar. It didn't even snow. You didn't even put up a touchdown, bro. And then you get hurt again. 17-3.
It's hard when he's just... You know what song sums
Offensive
up?
line.
You want to know what song sums up his offensive playing? Iron Base keeps running. He's literally moving crazy in the pocket all the time trying to get open. Like I'm saying, he can't do it every game. There's one game he falls out. It just happens to be a playoff game.
I will say Lamar has become a lot better pocket passer this year. I've definitely seen him do it. Yeah.
I feel he's definitely proved a lot of doubters wrong.
No, for sure.
But, like, you have to get some other people around him.
That's for sure.
And the base keeps running.
Josh Allen, he's a real quarterback. That's a star in the NFL for sure. He definitely proved himself this year. Him and Diggs, they're a great duo. They're on one of the best QB wide receiver duos in the NFL right now. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
I feel like Josh Allen is just like better Cam Newton. I'm gonna say that now. I feel like his accuracy's better. They're both big guys that could run. But I feel like Josh Allen actually has more.
Way better arm.
He has more of an understanding of the game than
Yeah.
Cam did, and he has less ego than what Cam had.
Yeah, he's more of a field
It
general.
don't help that he has
Like
Stephon
Peyton Manning or
Diggs.
Drew Brees. Yeah.
Them boys can play.
Browns, Chiefs. Chiefs
Came down to the last drive.
barely came out.
The Browns had the full opportunity to win it. And then, it used to be with J.R. Smith, anything is possible. But then it became anything is possible. With the backup quarterback coming in, getting his first down.
Chad Henne.
His arm came down. They didn't give him the first. But, hey, he did make a good play with Tyreek Hill to win the game.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't even know Chad Henne was still in the NFL, to be honest. And I said Chad Henne's in the game. I was like, Chad Henne? When was the last time we heard? What?
Hennett.
It's Henne.
It's not.
Okay. We won't worry about that. But Chiefs going on to their second consecutive AFC Championship game, trying to defend their Super Bowl title.
Third. It's the third consecutive. It's the third consecutive.
Third consecutive. You're right.
The second time
You're right.
Reid has done
You're right. Because Brady beat him before that. Yep.
And Andy Reid did this between 2002 and 2004 with the Eagles.
Andy Reid's a great coach.
You can hate on Andy Reid. Big boy.
He's going to Hall of Fame.
He might be cutting the Burger King after the game, but he's winning them games.
He is winning them games.
He said, you know what, you know what, he's probably really sad right now because he was wanting one of them Trump White House visits. You come in and you see all the McDonald's burgers and all the fries and everything. I bet you Andy Reid was going to sleep dreaming about it.
Hey, Belichick turned down his Medal of Honor because after the riots, I mean, that hit.
I'm going to start a riot. No,
yeah,
kidding,
Belichick couldn't have gone. That would have been a bad look. That would have been a bad look for him.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the only one that was denying invitations from Trump.
For sure.
So.
For sure. But it was the final invitation. Buccaneers Saints, the game of the weekend. Potentially Drew Brees' last game at the Superdome. Potentially his last game of his career.
You saw him look into the crowd and give a kiss while he was going
I
away.
didn't even see the score yet. 30-20. Buccaneers over the Saints. Yes, the Saints lost.
Because who are they playing?
Tom Brady.
TB.
TB.
Tom Brady.
Tampa Bay.
I'm just saying, there's one person, no matter what, there's people you don't bet against in basketball. There's people you don't bet against in baseball. But the one person you do not bet against in football is Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
43 years old, still outplaying most kids that are getting drafted. It's just Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Drew Brees literally went his whole career, and then his final season, he has to go against, yours truly, Tom Brady. Just to try to get to another championship, but he got stopped by Tom Brady.
They're both goated, and the thing about it is we'll never see that on a field again.
No, we won't.
Those are two of the greatest QBs to ever walk on a football field.
On the gridiron,
and
yes, sir.
If you were lucky enough to watch the game, you're lucky enough to watch greatness that was happening.
Absolutely.
But
all right, it's that time. NFC Championship, AFC Championship. First.
Predictions.
Buccaneers versus the Packers, Sunday, 3:05. Who you got, Mike?
Ooh. All right, so.
I need a score. I need a score.
I always support the Vikings. I just want to see Tom Brady win out. There's something about it, I'm sorry, he's the greatest football player to walk. And there's something about the greatest football player playing right now to where I just want to see this old man get up, put them cleats on, and tear through whoever he's playing. I want to see Tom Brady. I'm a project Tom Brady. I'm gonna project the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the Packers. Oof. I'm going to say 30-21.
30-21. Okay. Mike, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm going with Tom Brady. He has a home Super Bowl on the line, the first ever home Super Bowl. That would be, and he's going for.
We moving to Tampa. We gonna win.
Going for his 7th Super Bowl against AR. If he could go into the NFC and beat Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers on his way to the Super Bowl, what a story that would be. What a storyline that would be, man.
His 14th conference championship.
His 10th Super Bowl appearance. Are you kidding me? No one ever is going to be able to say they've been to 10 Super Bowls again. And he wants to be like his good buddy, Peyton Manning. And I can tell you, if he wins a Super Bowl this year, he's going to retire. He has to go out on top. He's got to go out on top.
I would have retired a while back. It's Tom Brady. You don't know. Maybe he goes home and he's like, Oh, I was about to say some invalid stuff about him and his kids, but maybe he goes home and he's just like, I don't want to deal with these kids. He's like, you deal with them. I'm going to keep playing. And when his wife's like, why aren't you here? We got spring training. You know, we got the off season to focus about because he still has football. So I think he's going to play till he can't move. But in the section of Tom Brady, you know, it's Tom. He wins wherever he goes. I just want to see him win out, man. I want to see him take over.
Well, my score for that game, you said 30-21. I'm going to say 31-27.
I like that score.
31-27.
Either way, it's going to be close. It's gonna be close.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to Tom Brady. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
You hear fourth quarter. He's going to step on the field, look right, look left. Got Gronkowski, got Antonio Brown, got Goodwin. Who's in the backfield? Got Leonard Fournette.
Mike Evans downfield, open, touchdown. They're going to be down 27-24, 3-4 minutes to go. Brady's going to have the ball, a couple timeouts.
And he's going to look at Aaron Rodgers and go, warm up the bus. Warm up the bus.
He said they're going home because I'm going back to Florida for a home Super Bowl.
Just
stop me now.
Going home. All right. Now we got our next one. The Chiefs and the Bills.
The Bills are back in the AFC Championship game, first time since
You're
1995.
Take on this one. You want to know who I'm going to take on this one?
Who you got?
I want.
With an injured, potential concussion, Patrick Mahomes.
He got cleared. But
okay.
I'm taking the Bills. You want to know why?
Why?
Because there's just something sporadic about them. And the fact that I want to take the Bills is because I feel like the Chiefs are coming in and they've been here before. But the Bills haven't been there before. And usually people would say the other way around of, oh, someone's been here and experienced this before. They've got the upper edge. But I think there's so much hunger because the Bills haven't been to a Super Bowl in decades. This is their first time. And Josh Allen can be like,
I'm that guy.
I'm the young cat coming
in
running it. And then you got Stephon Diggs who's wanted to prove to the Vikings that I can get past this round. He's been to an NFC Championship game before. But this time he wants to prove, one, you guys made the wrong trade, and as a Vikings fan I will say, we did. Two, that he can make it to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he can.
And I want the Bills to win, man. I'm rooting for them. I don't know. It's hard to go against the Chiefs, but I want the Bills to win.
What's your score, Mike?
I'm going to say 28-21.
28-21 Bills. Okay, well, I'm going to have to disagree with you, Mike. Now, we're going to quickly go back to episode 5 of the Sports Forecast and show you a clip where I projected the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Watch this. The Chiefs and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. That's my projection. I'm getting pretty good at these projections. I've been right pretty much all my projections on the show so far.
My only doubts about it when we were talking about it before was because TB was in a new system. Like I said, he got there, and now he's in the playoffs, and that's a different time.
And what did I say? I said, come the playoffs, they're going to figure it out. And come the playoffs, playoff Tom will come arise and do his thing. And what has he done?
He's doing
so far, so good.
He's doing his thing.
2-0 as the quarterback of the Buccaneers. One more, and he's in the Super Bowl again. What can I say? What can I say? My score for this game, Chiefs-Bills. Bills got a good defense. Patrick Mahomes is a little bit injured. It's not 100%. I'm gonna go with 27-21. 27-21 Chiefs.
Okay. All right. I mean, the Honey Badger's going to have to come out and play. That's really going to be a dictator is that Chiefs secondary.
Absolutely.
Chiefs secondary comes out and play. I feel like that can happen. And like I say, I'm just rooting as a fan for the Bills, man. I want them to win.
Bills Mafia, they're back. Yeah, I know they're all excited. But Chiefs going to their second consecutive Super Bowl. We're going to see the changing of the guard. Are we going to see Tom Brady end his career against Patrick Mahomes and say, this is my league forever that I'm in it? It's my league. Or are we going to see Patrick Mahomes dethrone the GOAT Tom Brady and say, this is my league now?
I feel like if there's anybody to do it, it would be Pat.
All right. Last segment, you know, I always like to end the show with some motivational stuff. We're talking about it's the new year, New Year's resolutions, you know, new beginnings. How you feel about Mike?
We all have them, man. You know, it's 2021. We've been through a lot with 2020. I think this is the year for everybody to lock in and actually develop the skills that you took last year. And I feel like if you didn't develop any skills while we were all quarantined last year, then you were really lacking, not anybody else, but lacking yourself as a human being.
Absolutely.
So I feel now is the time to where people have to actually lock in, and whether it's whatever you want to do, whether you're an artist or whether you're a photographer or you're in school and you're trying to develop a certain skill or trying to develop a job set, like this is the time to where you take that initiative to be great, because you have the free time. Don't say you don't, because we all have more free time. Even if you are still working, I'm still working, but you still have that time to where you get home, and instead of going out with your friends, instead of going out to the bars, going out to the club, or going out hanging out, this is the time to where you're quarantined.
Work on your goals.
You're trying to protect your family and everything, and you need to work on your goals.
Set goals. So I'm going to talk about set goals. You got to set goals for yourself. You got to get those building blocks and those checkpoints for yourself to get yourself to that next level. You know what I'm saying? If you don't set goals for yourself, you're never going to achieve anything, because you're just going on with life without giving yourself those points where you check in with yourself and you're like, okay, I accomplished this. I accomplished that. Exactly. Say it again.
A goal without work is just a dream.
Just a dream. And how are you going to make dreams come true unless you work for them? You know, and if you don't shoot for the stars, you'll never get close. That's one of my mottos. I mean, if you set the bar low, you're going to end up low. If you set the bar high and you end up here, then you're much farther along than you would have been otherwise. And it starts with,
don't be afraid of denial.
Hard work.
It
starts with hard work.
It starts with hard work. And don't be afraid of denial. Don't be afraid of people telling you no. Don't be afraid of people telling you can't do something. At the end of the day, the most important thing in your life is your ability and your thought process behind your work. Do you think you can do something? If you truly believe in your ability to do whatever it is you do, then take that full throttle. Quit waiting for someone else to dictate to you that, hey, like, I really don't think this is great for you, man. I really don't think that this music thing's for you. Or, man, I really don't think that you're meant for construction, or you're meant for architecture, or maybe the military's not for you. Take this time to really drive for whatever purpose you feel that your life needs you to do, and go full throttle with it.
Absolutely. And along with setting goals, time management. Time management is something that I can admit to not being the best at for a long time. Yeah, you can laugh at me. I know my time management can suck at times, and it's something that I'm really trying to get better at. And if you can manage your time more efficiently and give yourself, a schedule, set yourself a schedule daily and get into routines, getting into those daily routines really is what separates, someone from someone who's successful from someone who's not. And with that being said, when you set up those daily schedules and you give yourself like those checkpoints, you're going to be way more successful, because if you're able to manage your time in a way that you get all those things done on a daily basis, then you're going to be way more successful than someone who doesn't.
And when it comes to scheduling, or when it comes to taking your time, or when it comes to actually making your goals with your schedule, you have to understand everybody always wants to do everything at once. But the best way to start anything is sometimes you have to take small steps ahead. So sometimes when it comes to your sleep schedule, if you're going to bed at 12 o'clock and you're waking up at 12 o'clock, that's probably not the best for you. Sometimes you need to go to bed, even if your friend's like, hey, dude, we're turning up at 11. If you want to really achieve your goal and get to where you want to go, sometimes you're like, you know what, I got to turn down to turn up and go to bed at 10 and get up at 8 in the morning so I can go get that workout, so I can study for this exam I have going on, so I can pre-plan or whatever I need to do at work.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what you segued perfectly into the last point I was going to make, which is your sleep schedule. Sleep is so essential, and it's really isn't studied enough, because, I mean, we sleep like a third of our life, 2/5 of our life, and that's the time where your body heals and recharges and your mind settles, and, you start that fresh day, the next day, you know what I'm saying? Like, every day is a new day, and sleep is just so essential. Like you said, you gotta you gotta go to bed early, you gotta get that setting of that routine, setting that time schedule, being on time. Starts with, starting your day with a good routine, whether that's, cook breakfast or go for a workout or anything like that. Sleep is what starts everything.
And if you're worried about what your friends say or the people around you, if they're like, oh, like you've changed or you're not really who you used to be, here's the thing. If you want to be great, your real friends will understand. If you want to be a great person, if you want to be a great individual, and you have great aspirations and goals, the people that really love you and really care for who you are going to understand that it takes sacrifice. They're going to understand what you're doing has meaning, and they're going to be able to cope with that. You know, sometimes you can't hit your friends up every day. Sometimes it's once a week. Sometimes it's once a month. But the people that understand that and are with you are the people that you need to keep in your circle. The people that raise problems when you do that, like I said, turn down to turn up. The people that are like, oh, well, you can't come out with us, he's acting fake. Those are the people you need to cut out.
Absolutely.
And that's what you need to do with your life. When it takes time, like I said, 2020 taught us a lot about that when it comes to quarantine. The beautiful thing that I would say that God has taught us is that you need to cut out the people in your life that don't need to be there. And if there was any moment in time that really could have done that, it was last year.
Absolutely. I said better myself. All right, everybody. It's another great episode of the Sports Forecast. Thank you again for everybody for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that share button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Really appreciate the love and support. Keep watching. More great content coming soon. Gonna have another episode next week. Talk about the Super Bowl and about the conference championship games. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.
Also remember, follow Kramer on Spotify and iTunes. Got a new song called "I Need It."
Check it out.
Good night.
Music videos coming soon. Everybody, thanks again. Peace.
Alrighty. I'll beat this in.
OG in the back in the building. OG in the building for the show.
OG, chill, OG.
Saul Santana on the set for the show.
Saul Santana, get your face in it real quick. Saul Santana. Hey, the man behind the scenes, you feel me? This big dog right
Behind
here.
the scenes footage right here.
It's the beginning.
Talking boxing, MMA, and soccer,
Stogie
basketball.
in ear, word stay clear. You feel me? Yes, sir.
I got Bad Gandhi G, my editor, behind the camera right now. Yes, sir.
All right, let's.
First and 10, baby.
Let's
First
proceed.
down and 10.
Let's proceed, brother. Put that down.
This is where they hit him.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1, action.